Hey, good morning, guys. I have some bad news for you guys. It's more bad news to me than it will be for you guys, but it's just is what it is. So things have been kind of like tough, at home the past few days. I've been dealing with a death in the family. I've been dealing with the death of my father. I'm not sure if I uploaded the video, but I had did a whole video, you guys, explaining like the family dynamic, and I don't know if I uploaded it or like I deleted it. Like I don't know, but I wasn't ready to share that part of my life with anyone yet. But because of the situation, how things happened, it's something that's common that happens with a lot of families. So that's the main thing that's prompting me to speak on it right now. So please bear with me. So it's probably easier for me to upload the picture and for you guys to just like pause the video and actually read what I wrote and posted to like my Facebook and Instagram, or maybe sometime outside this video. If you just go over to my Instagram, you'll see it plain as day. But just to summarize it, like, my father passed on January the 18th of this year, 2020. And I think I did upload in the video that we had like a 2019 DNA test done, and of course it was confirmed for like the second or third time in my whole lifespan that I'm his child. And I'm not trying to slander anyone or anything, you know, all of that, but whenever I come to you guys telling you a story, I'm just telling you facts. Like, I'm telling you transparency, I'm telling you the truth for what it is. So I don't need people like looking at it in any type of way except for what it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and give that disclaimer right now. I don't mean any ill will or anything behind it. It's just it's what it is. It's the reality of it. So I remember my dad being around when I was like 4 or 5, and then he was gone. And then he came back at like when I was 18 or 19, when I had got back with my ex-husband. He was around for a little bit and he was gone. And he came back last year when we was like, you know what, I was like, I don't have time for this. Either we're gonna just lay this to rest or not, and you know, go from there. That's what the ultimatum was, because I didn't want to keep going through the emotional turmoil of something that someone didn't want to believe, but the truth was already there. And what I mean by that is, my mom showed me a copy of I guess it would have been like the 1990 version of a DNA test. And when I compared the two of that test to the 2019 test, the numbers are the same. And you know, science we're involving with a lot of things, you know, science, this and the third, blah blah blah. So it's just like the best way to put it to rest is just to have a 2019 version of a DNA test. So we did it, and it's like, how can you keep denying at that point? So clearly it was something that was on his heart for a very long time, because even though in his mind he kept denying or picking and choosing which kids he wanted to claim, this, that, and the third, the thought, the guilt or whatever was still there. And it affected him in his way, and it affected me in my own little way, because it's just like, hey, I'm your child, why do you keep denying me? Like one of those types of situations, you know? Like, so yeah, we laid everything to rest as far as that last March, and it just is what it was. Like, I chose to forgive and move forward past that and not dwell on what was anymore, like those ill feelings and this, that, and the third. But what I faced was, you know, he's sick, he's an old man, you know, like, what am I gonna do now? Like, how am I going to have a relationship with him, and he's like sick? And you know, it was just it felt weird. Like, it's one of those situations you're happy the truth is out and this and the third, but it also felt weird at the same time because he wasn't even really that old. He was like pushing 60, but what people don't understand is, like, the weight of your sin can equal death. That's what people don't realize. When you be out here doing all this crazy, just living wild, don't have your life together, this and the third, blah blah blah, like, it ages you, you know. So I believe that's what he experienced, because at 60 years old you should be able to, you know, live a little bit longer than that. But he done been through some things, y'all, just like the rest of us. With that, like, his sin, yeah, his sin. But I mean, I'm not going to speak too much on that because it is what it is. But yeah. So from March until now, it's been almost a full year. Like, I just knew my dad was really, really sick, and I just was like, what am I? And every day that went by, like, he would call sometimes. I couldn't really understand him because of the way he slurs when he talks and everything. But every day that went by, in the back of my head, it was like I was always grateful for the futuristic version of the truth, as whether I was his and he was mine. But at the same time, it was just like I always struggled with, but what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? Like, he's old. I clearly can tell he's sick. It's not like I can rip and run back and forth from Maryland to Virginia. They're 2 hours away in Virginia, like the country parts. And even if I did, it's like, what can we do together? He's old age sick. Like, what am I supposed to do with him at this point? I have struggled with that for a very long time. But at the same time, I also could see that, and I just felt it in my spirit, that it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And I knew his death was gonna come soon. Like, I really believe that God has a mysterious way of working things out with people. So when a loved one, I've seen this happen so many times too, y'all. When a loved one is getting ready to go, it's like they have to come to terms with reality, and also things supernatural start happening where I just want to see all my children, I want to see all my family, I want to see things, these certain things happen before the cord is pulled. And I really feel like over this year, that's the transition that was definitely happening. And I knew it. So when I got the phone call that day, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning from my aunt, you know, his sister, like, your dad is gone. It was just kind of like, I'm sorry, y'all, because it's the first time I'm actually talking about it since I found out about it. It was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was kind of weird. And it was just kind of like, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know to the extent of how it was going to affect me. And that's where I'm gonna get to with the second point of my video. Like, a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes is like the same stuff, literally, y'all, to a T, that's equivalent to what I had went through, and bits and pieces of what I go through with my own ex-husband and family, and finding out stuff and this, that, and the third. I found out the same things about my mom and my daddy, you know, but it's kind of similar to a T to my own personal story. So it was kind of, when I looked at it from that perspective, it was kind of like, geez, like, people just do this often. And then also it's just like, but I'm at a place spiritually where it's just like I can't judge nobody, and I have to push forward and heal and deal and forgive. The most important thing is forgive. So that's what I'm going through right now. Like, I put the past behind me as far as the whole DNA thing. I forgive for that. But now it's like you start to find out all these things, and it's more things I have to process, accept, and forgive and move forward with, and still be strong, because me and my sister have brothers, y'all. And I knew I had brothers, but for a very long time in my mind, I honestly thought I was the oldest child, and I'm not. So that's where that piece comes into play. It's just like, whoa. So it's, you know, all the arrangements is being left up to, it's not being left up to us, but before anything is finalized, paid for, this and the third, we as his children, coming from two different parents and different walks and everything, we all don't really know each other like that. Like, us as sisters don't know our brothers like that, and our brothers don't know us like that. We just know of each other. So we're all having to come together under this, you know, this time, like most families have to, and try to handle things. And we are all given the authority to approve and not approve certain things that's going to happen pertaining to the funeral arrangements and this, that, and the third. So the third thing that I wanted to come speak about in the video is I want to talk about life insurance. Like, I'm not trying to pitch nothing to you guys or nothing like that, but I'm just going to be very, very honest. Like, you guys, death is inevitable. Like, of course it's scary, it's this and the third, but it's something that we can't escape, you know. So let's just be real about it. And I've always heard stories of where families either had life insurance, but then when a person goes, after everything is finalized and paid for, you got people fighting over money. Or you have the opposite end of the spectrum. It's like, well, they didn't have a policy, so now we got to figure out how we got to pay for it. That's the position that me, my sister, and my brothers are in right now. I feel like I dropped the ball a little bit because, of course, finding out the truth of the DNA, that was one thing in itself. But just to physically see, like, I'm a very discerning person ever since I went through certain things in my life. I'm like more open-minded, and I like to sit back and observe sometimes and see things for what it is. And just to see that I knew it was coming, I'm not beating myself up for it, but I wish I had possibly said something within reason, because it is a sensitive situation, a family dynamic, that we need to start doing something soon, because I knew it was coming, but I didn't. And we can't change the past, but unfortunately, to knowledge to date, he didn't carry any type of life insurance. And we're sitting here trying to figure out how we're going to pay for a funeral. You guys know I'm a single mom. My sister, she's going through her struggles, trying to get her business off the ground and trying to figure out work and stuff like that. Yes, the person with degrees is trying to figure it out. Like, we all got issues. And my brothers, one brother has, you know, 5 or 6 kids, so he's doing what he has to do for his family. And my other brother is, I'm learning, he's just like me. Like, he's a feelings type of person. He's going through his battle of his mental issues, or trying to process things. He's still grieving the loss of his child's mother. You know, it's been a few years, but he's still grieving that, someone that was close to him. And I understand, like, we're all going through something, y'all. So the important part of what I'm about to say is, you guys, please, 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 I stress, like, I know it's uncomfortable, I know it's weird, I know it's something you don't want to face and deal with, or, you know, but it's something we can't escape. You guys need to insure your families, like, because now my dad is gone, y'all, and we don't even know how we're going to pay for a funeral. Like, we don't know how we're going to do it. Like, tax time is coming around for me, but I can't physically get any money until they start accepting tax, you know, the filing. They're not going to start accepting that until later on next week. And it's like, I have no money, y'all. And whether it's me in that situation or not, like, so many people put themselves in these types of situations by not carrying something that's so important, like life insurance. It's there for a reason. Like, when something like this happens, versus fighting over the money, you need the money to be able to take care of expenses and a funeral and debts and that this person had, and be able to continue on without them. You feel me? And he doesn't have that at all. So we're trying to figure it out. So I have life insurance on myself, and honestly, my husband's still attached to my life insurance policy, because I'll be a fool to take them off. You know, if something was to happen to either one of us, I need to make sure my family, my kids, my house, like everything is secured and nobody left behind would have to worry about anything. You feel me? That's the purpose of it. A lot of people look at it on the opposite end, like, what am I paying for life insurance? I'm not dead yet. But it's to cover when you are gone. Why do you want to leave your loved ones burdened with your debts, or worrying on how they're going to you know, have a funeral, bury you, and send you off peacefully? You feel me? So I had to get that off my chest. Like, I want you guys to do what's right when it comes to you and your families. Definitely comment, let me know how you feel about that. Do you have policies? And if you don't, why you don't? Like, it's something that definitely needs to be talked about. But not only that, I'm also humbly asking, like, if anyone wants to help, like, for me to bury my father, to bury a loved one, I would really appreciate all the help and donations that can be given, because a lot of you guys that have watched me for a long time, you guys know my story. Like, I don't have to come on here in front about anything. Your girl is, I'm not claiming being broke, but I'm being truthful. I am broke. Like, I'm literally living with just enough to get by for me and my family. It's not bad. It could be worse, but the reality is I don't have money to where I can pull from anywhere to just be like, here, cover my father's funeral. I don't have it like that. I'm just being honest. So if anyone would like to help, donate, anything helps. $5, $10, $15. I'll leave my Cash App information below. I don't mind disclosing with you guys, like, within a video, or putting it up. Like, you could post pictures to the YouTube timeline now. I know some of you guys see it on the community page. I don't have a problem disclosing donations that we're receiving and everything, because I want you guys, it's the same way you're helping me, I want you to feel comfortable just knowing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with the funds. So if anyone wants to help, I will leave my Cash App handle below, and we will go from there. So if you guys took time to look at this video, I really appreciate you watching this video, taking time to listen to me. I hope you take something from it. Look into those things like life insurance and trying to figure it out for yourself and your families. I just really hope that I've been able to be impactful in this video. So I will talk to you guys later. I will definitely get back to doing content and stuff soon, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted with how everything goes, and, you know, with traveling back and forth and dealing with this situation for those who care. So again, I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.